We will be going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are live.
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. Yeah, it has been a surprisingly relatively slow week in news. I mean, obviously you have the Democrats' case against Trump falling apart in New York, where they are, basically unconstitutionally going after him for stuff that's gone way past the statute of limitations, for stuff that's not even a felony, and so we'll see about that. But what's neat is Trump went to go speak at the Libertarian Party's, I don't know what you call it. So it's like the RNC, the DNC, the Libertarian has their committee or whatever they do. You know, their yearly get together or their 4 yearly annual get together. So Trump was in there and let's just say, if you know anything about libertarians, Trump is not popular amongst libertarians. Democrats aren't popular amongst libertarians either. Libertarians aren't even popular amongst libertarians. There is no one governing body amongst libertarians. There are people who are, as far as like anarcho-communist style libertarians, and there are, anarcho-capitalist libertarians. And there is no love for each other. I mean, the minute one libertarian and another libertarian disagree, it's war. They don't have any love for one another. So he went there and he was cheered. I was shocked people even cheered for him when he went there. There was cheering, there was clapping, but there were boos as well. And this is why, as much as it would be cool to have a third party like the Libertarian Party be a thing, the Libertarian Party can never be more than what it is currently because of how much infighting there is with this group. I mean, Ann Coulter kind of called them out perfectly a long time ago. She goes, you guys don't do anything. You're just stoners that like capitalism. You're just potheads that like the free market. That's all you are. And that really is all they are. I mean, they're just all they are is they want all drugs legalized, and no government intervention in anything. And that's all. That's their only real case.
Which, most conservatives are for, besides probably like certain drug aspect.
Yeah.
But yeah, libertarians can't even agree on that. Like, the whole problem with libertarians is they're like completely for open borders, but like if they're a good libertarian, they're also like with what you said, no open borders, but with no welfare. There can be no welfare. Like, they don't want government involved in anything.
If you like Social Security, if you like food stamps, you don't like the libertarians. The libertarians, like, they will take away all government funding from everything except for maybe defense. And that's just in the slice. They would privatize defense if they could. So again, so the media is portraying this as Trump is hated in the Libertarian Party and in the public in general. That's all they're talking about in the media. It's like Trump got booed. Trump got booed. That's not surprising. The libertarians, again, they hate each other. There's no such, like, I mean, they are the Libertarian Party, but there is no such thing as the Libertarian Party.
Yeah. Their last person that they had running for president was basically a
Gary Johnson. Yeah, he was a progressive, like, he was like on the left-leaning side of the libertarians, and the libertarians hate him too. He was just a weirdo loser with a bunch of dumb ideas, and he was just popular enough to get enough people to vote for him in the Libertarian. I mean, like I said, the Libertarian Party, like I said, there is no such thing as the Libertarian Party. It's just a random eclectic groups of people with varying political philosophies about the free market.
Yes.
And that's it.
And if I remember right,
there is no unifying cause about them other than the fact is they want to deregulate everything.
Yes, but if I remember right, wasn't there like a female libertarian that said something about, we can't afford not to be anti-racist, if I remember right? Wasn't there something like that happened a while back too?
Yeah, they're scattered in controversy. They just there is no unifying there will never be a unifying political figurehead amongst the libertarians because there's just too the field of what libertarianism is too broad. It sounds super simple of a concept, but it's really not. Because there are some people in the Libertarian Party who would be like, who would agree with conservatives, like, oh yeah, we have to have a border. And there'll be some people in the Libertarian Party who'd be like, no, open borders, man. And there are some people in the Libertarian Party who are like, yeah, we should legalize all drugs, except for these ones. And the rest of them will be like, blah, 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 you're an authoritarian, crazy person. So, for those of you that don't really understand I mean, if you've seen Parks and Rec, Ron Swanson, one of the best characters in Parks and Rec, he's a libertarian. He's kind of the like if he was what all libertarians were, there would be a unifying force in libertarianism. But I may guarantee you, a lot of people who are libertarians think Ron Swanson's not even a good example of what a libertarian is.
Yeah, libertarians can't agree on anything.
No, they can't even. They can't even agree on what libertarianism is. So I think. So why don't you pull up that the 5 moral foundations, Chad? So when it comes to political philosophies, you have what they call the 5 moral foundations. And what are those 5 moral? And don't say the libertarianism one yet, Chad. Just do the 5 original, and then we'll add the.
So what it is it's supposed to be careness, fairness, loyalty, authority, and sanctity, or cleanliness, something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the 5. And I'll pull up a little chart here, but you can see from the little chart that's actually on there. Let me make sure that I can see it.
Yeah, caring, fairness,
yeah,
loyalty, authority, sanctity.
Exactly. And conservatives actually score like perfectly like balanced across the board.
Mm-hmm.
And liberals only score in care and fairness.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else, they kind of, it's low. It's way lower.
Yeah.
So they don't care about the other 5. So in this case, there was, for libertarians, they made one more. They added a 6th one, which was liberty. And imagine this. I'll pull this one up. This one's kind of a better representation. As you can see from this chart, they got liberty, and then groupishness, and then care.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have it. Libertarians only score in liberty
and fairness.
And then progressives are in care and fairness, and conservatives are perfectly balanced. So it's odd. It's just very odd.
Yeah.
That conservatives are the more balanced and well-rounded people, whereas liberals and libertarians only care about like basically 1 or 2 of the
moral foundations. This should not surprise you. Conservatives have to be balanced because they want a balanced life. Progressives don't care about anything but fairness and care, or at least them being perceived as caring and about fairness. Okay? And then you have libertarians who the only thing they care about is liberty. Liberty is the only thing that matters to them. They would say, again, they would legalize all drugs. They would legalize absolutely everything. They would legalize sex work. I mean, we still already have all that legalized already.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it's interesting that that's the way it is. I mean, they just recently had to add that 6th moral foundation solely for libertarians because they're like, this group of people is testing negative in like everything.
Yeah.
And then they were like, well, we have to figure out what this means. And then they go, okay, well, we'll add one more foundation to the chart, and that's freedom or liberty, and that's all that these people care about.
Yeah. Well, and like I have just the actual like moral foundations pulled up right here.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, the opposite of these ones, so you have care, so the opposite of care is harm. You have fairness, the opposite of fairness is cheating. Loyalty, the opposite of loyalty is betrayal. Authority, the opposite of authority is subversion. Sanctity, the opposite of that is degradation. And then liberty, of course, is oppression. Mm. So if that means that libertarians don't give a crap about harm, that they care about cheating. They don't want people to cheat, which makes sense because libertarians should be like that. They don't care about betrayal or subversion or degradation. And then liberals care about care and fairness. So that means they don't like harm. They don't want to harm anyone, and they don't like cheating. But as we can see from a lot of stuff that's going on, they don't give a crap about betrayal, subversion, degradation, or oppression. As long as they get what they want. As long as these two are...
As long as their perception of care and fairness are catered to, everything else can fall to the wayside because they don't care how they achieve their goals.
And the same with the libertarians being with liberty and fairness. You know, as long as nobody's getting cheated and everyone's not oppressed, they're okay. Which, I mean, at least that one's I can find more tolerable than the other ones. But, you know, it's like all of these are moderately important. So, I mean, the more balanced individuals seem to be the conservatives.
Yes.
It's very odd.
That's the problem. Since they don't lie in any extreme in any particular way, they're never going to be on the forefront of anything. This is why progressive and libertarians factually lead the way on most politics and most policy ideas, because they're trying to aggressively get what they want because they only care about one thing. Is where a conservative is going to think a little bit harder about the repercussions of all this because they're considering all of these moral foundations.
So the more understanding is like what they realize is what Jordan Peterson and Dinesh D'Souza and several other political economists talked about is like conservatives realize that there's going to have to be a trade-off with every decision that is made, whereas the other parties don't really care as long as they get what their goal accomplished is.
Libertarians don't care about the degradation of society as long as they go free drugs for or not free drugs, you know, fair market drugs at no tax rate for everybody. Allow the market to do what it wants. Allow the market to decide what's good for itself. And as we all know, I mean, we all know crack is not good for you, but libertarians would be like, no, if people want to smoke crack and kill themselves, let them do it. It's the Ron Swanson mentality. If you want to eat fast food for every meal of the day and balloon up to 500 pounds and die of a heart attack, that's okay. That's your choice. It's your right as an American to do that. And he's right. You know, it's not our decision to say that that's wrong, but again, this is where the God gap comes in. This is where religion's like, you know, you have to take care of yourself in order to take care of others. But like I said, libertarians would be like, no, let the kids smoke crack. Let them smoke weed at, 4 or 5. Let them sign up for OnlyFans at age 12 or 13, as long as people are willing to pay for it. This is why the libertarians will never really get anywhere. Because they just don't, like, there has to be some form of moral authority. You know, their philosophy is the market is morality. The market is not morality. The market wants what the market wants. Like, I mean, every man in the world can't tell me. Every time, it's like this is why Instagram's so dangerous for men. Every time you see a beautiful girl, if we did exactly what we were thinking whenever we saw a beautiful girl, we'd live in a really dangerous society. Because like, oh, she's pretty. I just want to go satiate myself. Or like I said, looking at what modern men do nowadays, it's just like they'll just, shake hands with Ben Franklin.
John Hancock.
It's like that's not healthy. That's not a smart thing to do. You're destroying your brain. So, but libertarians just they don't care about that. That they go, if somebody's hyper smart and hyper aggressive, hyper successful, they'll be successful. And the people who just want to smoke crack and die in the street, that's done them. And to some degree, there is truth. It is them. Like, if we truly lived in a free society, people should freely be able to do drugs and die in the street if that's what they want to do. But conservatives and people with a more balanced view go, they don't really want that. Their brain is warped into thinking that they want that. They've convinced themselves through addiction that that's what they want. But again, libertarians don't care. So Trump being booed, kind of bringing it back to the home here, is not something that should really bother people. It's not that big of a W in the media as people would have you believe. Because the libertarians don't really have a moral foundation. Now, you can say Trump's not a very moral person either, but the man had the grit to stand in front of a hostile crowd and give a speech. You know, you have all these blowhard libertarian types being like, Trump failed. He's a big government guy. He didn't reduce anything. It's like, I get it, but, you know, when the entire political establishment is coming after you and basically saying Trump tells you to do one thing and then you go out and do the opposite of what Trump tells you to do, how is that on him?
Mm-hmm. Well, even then, like I said, they were talking about, Dave Smith talked about it, addressed it as well, is like a lot of the libertarians turned into like the screaming, raging college students that, you know, they hate, that libertarians are supposed to hate so much, that, you know, are against free speech.
Yeah.
Said so the libertarian it's like the libertarians can't agree on anything, and they'll scream and yell just as bad as, you know, the liberal college student. So.
Yeah. No. Again, the libertarians are effectively a useless political party, and the only thing they do is really bring chaos into a political. I mean, hegemony right now. Like, this established political hegemony.
We're talking about two guys here that are pretty pro-libertarian stances on most things, because we are. But even Ron Paul knows that he couldn't get anything done in the Libertarian Party, so even he joined the Republican Party.
Yeah, I mean, the Libertarian Party's like, they're a lot like how they describe liberals. You know, who was it, Thomas Sowell, that described liberals? He goes, well, it's like when liberals play chess. Whenever they don't win, they flip the table over and, you know, throw the pieces everywhere. That's what the Libertarian Party does. Yeah. It's like throwing a hand grenade in a room. It's like, that's what the Libertarian Party is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's not that big of a W, him getting booed. Like, he went and gave a speech at a political party that doesn't like him, that don't agree with most of his political philosophies. So, I'm not even sure Trump knows what his political philosophy is. Again, he's a lot like a Reagan guy. I didn't leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party left me. That's who Trump is. So, that's in my opinion, that's what I believe. And I go, again, don't trust the media going, Trump, the libertarians hate him. Yeah, but the libertarians hate themselves. There's no real interesting story there other than the fact that the cool thing is that Trump went to a party that's not his. He's a Republican, and he went to a Libertarian Party to give a speech. So that's pretty cool. And the fact that the Libertarian Party is getting more bona fides is cool too. But at the same time, the Libertarian Party will never really be a threat to anyone. At least not for a while, until they can actually agree on a bunch of stuff. But at this point, I don't ever see that happening. So with that being said, we'll push on to some more culture stuff now. Spent plenty of time on that.
You got it. So you want me to pull up first on the culture stuff?
Let me see. Pull up the Owasso Live newsfeed. Why don't we talk about that? Let's do that monkey in the library.
God, yeah, you got it.
All right. So again, I know you guys are probably as sick and tired of me harping on the LGBTQ community as much as I do, but it just can't be helped. Yeah, maybe keep that little thumb sticker up to cover the booty and the appendage there. Mm-hmm. So, a library apologizes for hosting a rainbow dildo butt monkey to entertain children. This happened a while ago, but I'm sure people who watch this probably didn't see this, but this popped up in my feed again, but this happened a very long time ago. But yeah, if you can see the picture here, somebody in the LGBTQ trans community thought this was a good idea. So they strapped a rainbow fursuit on, put breasts on it, and a dildo. You can't see the dildo because Chad here's done a good job of keeping it hidden
Blocked out by the logo.
by the lower third there, saying like, share, and subscribe. But yeah, he performed in front of a bunch of kids at a library. I mean, how crazy is that? A guy's got fake tits, a rainbow fursuit, and a monkey mask on, and he has a butt on the backside, like a baboon's butt, and he's got a dildo hanging in between his legs. Mm-hmm. And he's jumping around dancing and doing a little show for kids. Yeah, if you are a parent that takes your kids to a drag time story hour, or you're a parent that takes your kids to see something like this, I am kind of under the opinion you should be taken to jail. I mean, I don't know. Maybe parents take kids to go see this kind of crap for the same reason that Ron Swanson said he goes to the zoo. Because it's fun and entertaining. He's like, this is what you don't want to act like this monkey, but I mean, this is a person interacting with children. So if you take your kids to see something like this, you should go to jail. Your kids should be taken away from you, because if you think this is okay, then you're an unfit parent, in my opinion. Like, oh, you just want to out-progressive yourself. Again, I think Michael Malice, he is a libertarian, anarcho-capitalist, really, political commentator. But he goes, yeah, you would be shocked at the limits that liberal white women are willing to sacrifice their children on the altar of progressivism. Mm-hmm. It is the new religion. And and these liberal white ladies are taking their kids in force to go see this crap. And they're just like, oh, isn't this great? Isn't this wonderful? Or look how progressive I am.
In a godless society, government becomes your god, and you have to show. I mean, that's basically what I think COVID was with wearing the mask. I mean, crap, there's people that still wear the mask to virtue signal that, look, I'm still this person.
I'm still being safe.
Yep, and that's what this other one is like, if you don't, it's like for some of these far lefty types, like if they don't take their kid to a drag time story hour, no one's going to believe that they're an ally.
I got to get photographic evidence. I got to post it to my Instagram, my Facebook, and all my other social media. Let everyone know that I'm batting for the same team you are.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's so sickening.
Yeah.
So sickening.
As I say, I know you guys get to hear them, but they are coming for your children. That's no joke. That is real. That's a picture of a guy dancing around a public library. So, yeah, we'll push on to the next little. Why don't we stick with the LGBTQ theme, and we'll go to the meeting the people. So this is a really good video. This is called "Meeting the People You're Protesting For." And this guy, this TikToker or whoever put this together, it's really good. So you can get rid of that lower third now, I think, if you can.
I can.
But this is a really good video. Make sure the audio's up on that.
Got it.
The sound check. But this guy, if you know anything about if you know anything about Palestine or the Middle East, being homosexual is not a thing. Again, we've talked about this before. LGBTQ for Palestine. That's like chickens for KFC. You're promoting your own self-destruction. They do not like you, so this video it's just a perfect personification of that. So go ahead and play it.
All right.
You got a friend in me. 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 You got a friend in me.
All right, I'll kill the play. You can still play it. I love it.
That's basically the truth right there. That is what happens to gay people in Palestine. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say. Being gay is a crime in Palestine. But I mean, all these people who are progressive liberals are like, oh, no, 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 no. They just don't understand. They live in a culture where they're so oppressed by colonialism that they haven't come to realize that gayness is just normal. Like, that's how these people think. But lo and behold, here in the States, like, what was it, Little Somalia in, Minnesota?
Yeah.
Outlawed the LGBTQ flag in their city.
Yep.
Or in their district.
Yep, they sure did.
So if you think this is just a Middle East colonialism problem, they go, if colonialism wasn't a thing, which the problem of colonialism is way overblown and faked in left-wing progressive circles. But if you think that's the case, that the only reason they're anti-gay is because of colonialism, you're dumb. The truth is, this is part of their culture. It's part of their religious dogma. They do not like gays. And they're not like Christians, where Christians don't like the act of homosexuality. They hate you as a person, and they will get rid of you to save their children from your detestable and gross ideology. So again, that's spot on right there. I love that. That's a perfect little video. So we'll push on to the next one. I think we had two more.
Yeah, you want to do the one of the lady that was at the red carpet?
Yeah, let's do the red carpet one.
Which I don't even know who this actress is.
Yeah,
I
I
love
can.
this statement, and you did. There was nothing about this, but you see somebody put on a tax the rich thing.
Yeah, Maciel Tavares. Maciel. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm sure I'm butchering it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, this goes to show you the disdain that Hollywood, or the elites, especially in our cultural institutions, and I said, I don't know if this is a Hollywood red carpet. I don't know if this is a music red carpet or a fashion show red carpet. This could be the Met Gala for all I know.
Is there music with this, or do I just need to mute this?
There's a guy talking in it, so you could play it.
Okay. Let me go ahead and play it then.
Of Jesus Christ on her dress at the red carpet, and the security guards clearly did not want this picture to be shown to the public. This is Dominican actress Maciel Tavares, and at one point she pushes the security guard. This is just wild. Watch this.
Yeah, I don't understand. Why is that a problem? With all the stuff we've seen.
This woman
I mean,
had
there
a
are girls
portrait.
that walk around basically naked at these Met Galas and at these red carpet things. There are people that dress up as demons. But a dress that has the face of Jesus Christ on it can't be shown. I mean, you see these security guards picking it up so nobody can see it. Now, obviously, I'm not watching the full video. Maybe she was being super obnoxious, but I mean, that's the whole point of going to these things. It's about the dress. It's about the fashion. It's about showing it off. Somebody worked very hard on that. Yeah. Maybe there was a memo that said no religious icons at this particular event. But I mean, if that's the case, then good on her for ignoring it and saying, yeah, I'm going to do it anyway. But it's just so odd how Hollywood just seems to have this disdain, or what all of our entertainment industries all just seem to have this disdain for Christianity specifically. I mean, I don't feel like if somebody was doing this with I mean, obviously they don't draw pictures of Muhammad, but if somebody wore like a Palestinian flag or some type of Islamic idol, I don't think anybody would have a problem with it. But they just seem to hate Christianity for whatever reason. So,
Very strange.
Very strange. but just be aware. I mean, for whatever reason, we are the most hated religion, but we're the religion that allows it to happen. We're the ones that take it on the chin. Islam doesn't. They kill their enemies in Islam. So, we got to start defending the faith a little bit more aggressively. I'm not saying we kill our enemies. I'm saying we have to be chauvinistic and proud, like this girl is, of her faith. Nothing wrong with what she's doing there. I think it's great. We need to spread the word a little bit more effectively and efficiently. We need more people like Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt is a great example of the Christian faith, in my opinion. He does a great job. All of his speeches that he's given about his faith are just so good. So I think that's where we'll end it today.
Okay.
So that's about all we've got for you today, folks. This is the Twins.
Hang on. Let me adjust some screens real quick.
My bad.
You're good. All right. Now we can start, exiting out.
Yeah, that's about all we've got for you today. This is the Twins with Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And send this out to your friends. Help us grow this little enterprise, this channel. So we report on local news, national news, and keep everybody in the loop. So that's about all we've got for you today. We're signing off. God bless you.
See you later, everybody.